Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic, Chattanooga. Hope we're doing well. And today we're going to be talking about a defense, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, of Dora and the Lost City of Gold. So I got to give a huge shout out to my boy, Josiah Rises. Make sure you go check out his channel. I'll try and link it in the description, or at the very least in the pinned comment, because he's got a great channel. He is my Christian brethren. He's got my back. I got his back. And I got his back on this one because I can say without a shadow of a doubt now at this point that Dora and the Lost City of Gold is actually a pretty good time at the movie theater. Now, let me just preface this by saying that there are definitely some problems with this movie. I'm not saying that this is Citizen Kane, and I'm not saying that this is the next amazing, it's not the next Alita Battle Angel or anything like that. But what it is a good, fun family film, and I feel like we don't have a whole lot of those in today's world. I feel like most of the stories that are being told are trying to push certain agendas or are just doing other really stupid things. This one is a live-action adaptation of the original animated show, and what I think it does is that it not only has some really great throwbacks to the original show and is being very, I think, truthful and a true adaptation for the show, but it also mocks it too. And I think that's why this movie is fun. I think that this movie has something for both adults and for kids. I think kids are absolutely going to adore it for obvious reasons, but I do honestly think that there's a lot of humor in here for adults. There were times in which I was laughing because of the jokes, because I thought that they were actually just very well done. In fact, all of the breaking of the fourth wall that happens in this film just made me smile, because you don't really see that happen very often. I mean, I think that the only equivalent that I can think of, at least when it comes to more adult films, would be Deadpool. Deadpool is known as a character for breaking the fourth wall. Dora the Explorer is also known for it, only this is a kid's version of it that's safe for all kids, and I say for families too. I think that this is a good, not even just a good kids film, I think it's a good family film. And so I actually agree with the overall critics here, where they give it a 63 out of 100 points, meaning that it's a fine film. It's not the best film out there, but it's an okay film that's worth seeing. The audiences on Metacritic are not nearly as kind to it, giving it a 3.9 with 14 negative, 8 positive, and 5 mixed. I'm probably more in that mixed category, but I'm definitely leaning more towards a positive the more I think about it, because honestly, the CGI is crap. The CGI is totally awful. There's a beginning shot of this where they're doing basically the intro to the show, and it's got some really bad green screen on it, and it's awful. One of the main characters is a monkey, and who's eventually you find out voiced by a pretty well-known actor for doing a lot of these other just like random roles in I think like mostly Hispanic cast films, and it's really great to see that voice come out at that point in the film. But he's CGI too, and it's awful. The CGI is just crap. I will point that out just and without any shadow of doubt. But I have to say, the acting of this, everyone's committed to it. This young actress, Adriana Barraza, she just totally she seriously owns this role. She goes out of her way to say, this is exactly who I'm going to be. I'm pretty sure Adriana Barraza. I'm pretty sure that's the person here. Let me just make sure that I'm not, shouting out the wrong person here, because honestly, I don't know. I've never seen this actress before, but the main plot of the film is that she starts off as a kid with her cousin Diego, and of course, there's just a lot of really fun elements there to it, because it's a lot more like the show. But then all of a sudden goes fast forward a few years, where now she is a teenager, and so now she's 16, having to leave the jungle, go into high school, and just to see this fish out of water scenario is always just fun to see. I think fish out of water stories tend to have this genuine quality to them, especially when it's being portrayed by an actress that knows how to do it. And let me just see if I can finally figure out exactly if this is the right person or not. Okay, let me go ahead and do this live again on IMDb, because I really do think that this young actress has a pretty good future. And I would say not just as I think I got it wrong. Let's see right here. Also, Benicio del Toro. I had no idea Benicio del Toro was the voice of Swiper. That makes me like this film even more so than what it is. So Isabel Moner. So I was shouting at the wrong person. So Isabella Moner, she was freaking fantastic in this film. I thought that she did a really great job. And I think that, she was in Sicario. Well, there you go. So she was in Sicario, Day of the Soldado, which gives us a connection to Benicio del Toro's character. So you have a lot of really cool actors in this film. So I think that the acting alone is worth watching it. Do I think that it's worth a full price admission? Not necessarily. Do I think that it's a good time that you might be able to watch this on Netflix or on Hulu or on one of those streaming services? Yes, I think that it's definitely worthy of that time. And again, it really comes back to the fact that it's just a fun family film, and with really, really great self-deprecating humor where they just make fun of themselves. There's parts where she breaks the fourth wall and they acknowledge that she's breaking the fourth wall, and it's hilarious. And there's just a lot of other really cool elements to this story. As I said, Is it a great film? No. Does it have a lot of problems to it? Absolutely. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you have nothing else better to do, I think this might be worth seeing for $5 at the theater or waiting for it to come out on streaming. Because seriously, I think it's a really good time at the movies. And if you have kids especially, don't bring them to watch crap propaganda films that they have coming out right now. I would even throw in stories like Toy Story 4 as being now going in that direction because of what they do with retconning Bo Peep's character. Not everyone likes the fact that I'm saying that, but hey, it's the truth. I mean, you have Bo Peep one way in the original films, and now she's a different way, all to try and push this independent, strong, I don't have to rely on anyone. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. I just get to do whatever I want to do, what makes me happy, regardless of how it affects everyone else. And that's something that's been pushed a lot in recent kids' films, not only Toy Story 4, but also that's one of the big reasons why I did not like Ralph Breaks the Internet. Because the whole story there is very similar, where you have the main, you have one of the main characters who leaves her game, Vanellope. She leaves her game even though she doesn't know what's going to happen to the game, even though she doesn't know if that's going to destroy the game or what ramifications it's going to have, only because she wants to pursue what's going to make her happy. Hell or high water, doesn't matter who she screws along the way, doesn't matter who gets affected by it. And I think that's a terrible message for kids. This, on the other hand, is all about family. This is all about, creating friends, about trying to reach out to those that might be a little bit more marginalized in a, culture. The smart kid, the total geek kid are represented here. And then also you got the tough guy that's trying to act like a tough guy, but in reality, he's a softie at heart. He's one of the nerds, and I always like seeing stories that bring those characters together because I grew up as being one of those types of persons. So what are y'all's thoughts about this? Have you seen this movie? Do you think that this is a movie that you would be interested in seeing? As I said before, I think that this has a great cast to it, has a great story to it. There's some funny elements to it. It's not, of course, the funniest film I've ever seen, but I would say that I laughed a lot more in this movie than I thought. I never in a million years would have thought that I would actually have watched this film because it just looked awful. But sure enough, I did. I enjoyed it. I'm right there with Josiah Rises and saying this is a solid movie. I give this film a solid B. Not gonna lie, I give it a solid B because as a family film, I can absolutely recommend it. And I would say that if you're even intrigued by it, I think that you might actually enjoy it more than what you would think because of just the hamminess of it, how it's self-deprecating, how it is self-aware, breaking the fourth wall at various occasions, but also how it's just a nice, wholesome story without really any hints of agenda. There's one character in there that talks about toxic masculinity and everything, but it's done for humor. And so I think that in that same way, where it's that self-deprecation, I think it works. And I think that it's definitely something that most people will be able to be okay with because by the end of it, guess what? That character ends up changing and ends up going against what seems to be her overall belief system. And I think that that's a good thing. And again, wholesome movies, we don't have enough of them. We need more of them. But guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, guys, if you like this video, smash the like button, give me the thumbs up, give me a subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.